Our final coach this morning is Illinois head coach John Groce. Groce enters his first year at the helm of the Fighting Illini program and inherits 9 letter winners from last year's team. Coach, if you'd like to go ahead with an opening statement, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Well, the biggest things thus far is our players have been terrific from the standpoint of their effort, their attitude. They're very excited. It's been fun, maybe as fun as any time I've been in coaching to go to practice. You know, they're excited to be there. They're passionate. They want to learn. You know, they've exceeded my expectations in that regard. So that part's been really neat. Obviously, you know, the development of some of our guys from spring to fall, as you're learning about your players as rapidly as we have as a staff over the course of 7 months, that part's been fun. Our staff's done a great job working with the kids. I have 3 position coaches that work with the position groups, and just the improvement that guys have made in a very short period of time has been exciting as well. So practice has gone well. I feel like we're getting better every day. We still have a long way to go, but you know, we're going to keep working at it and let the chips fall.
Thanks, Coach. We'll open up the floor for questions at this point. Along the aisle here.
Hey, Coach, can you talk a little bit more about who you've seen improvement from? There were a lot of guys last year who didn't get a lot of playing time, so I'm just wondering who you've seen improvement from.
Sure. The guy that's probably stood out the most is Nana Egwu. Nana made, you know, 23,000 shots on his own this summer in 8 weeks of summer school. He's always in watching film, wants DVDs. You'll see him in early in the morning. You know, sometimes I'll even ask him if he wants the lights on in oven. He's shooting in the dark. And you know, he loves the game. He can't get enough of it. And I think, as I told him the other day, I said everything that you get, the way he's playing right now, he played really well the other night in our orange-blue scrimmage. You've earned it. I mean, his attitude, his effort has been off the charts. I think he's made a significant jump. I think Mike Henry's made a big jump. You know, he's our leading rebounder right now through practice in the orange-blue scrimmage on Monday night. You know, a little bit undersized at 6'6", but just has a knack for the ball. He shot a high percentage. He scored it well. He's starting to pick up things. He picks up things pretty quickly, so he's gotten a lot better. I think Abrams and Paul have started to understand a little bit more of what we expect out of the point guard position. Those guys have gotten better. Tracy's probably a little bit more natural there than Brandon, but Brandon's been more than willing to, you know, to listen and get better and balance playing that position as well as the two. We've asked him to kind of make that sacrifice for this team because we feel like that's what we need. So those guys have gotten better. Bertrand's improved. You know, Bertrand's shooting over 50% from 3 in practice. You know, so he's not necessarily been known in the past as a jump shooter. He's gotten a lot better. He's worked really hard. So I just think the one thing, as I said at the outset, is the guys, the one thing that's exceeded certainly even our expectations as a staff is how hungry they've been, how excited they've been, how hard they work, how much they're in the gym. You love going to practice and coaching this team because they're hungry. So that part's been really neat, and a lot of those guys I just mentioned have really improved over the course of the 7 months since our staff has been in Champaign.
Back left.
Hi. Brandon and Paul's had a lot of inconsistencies over the last few years. What are you expecting out of him, and how have you worked with him to help him find some more consistency in his game?
Well, I think the biggest thing, Shannon, is the mental side, you know, for him. You know, people ask me what we expect out of him. You know, he's a guy right now that I'm talking a lot to him about making guys around him better. Who'd you touch today? Who did you help today get to play at a different level, a higher level? Who are you helping? I think that's a big thing with him. And then I think the consistency piece is, and you just hit on, I use the Pat Riley quote with him a lot. You know, coaches will take consistency over greatness any day of the week. You know, and that's a big thing with him. How do you do that? I think you do that by understanding that every day matters, every practice matters, every rep matters. Every little thing that we do matters, and that's how you become more consistent at what you do. And he's embraced that, Shannon. I've seen him embrace it at a higher level as we've moved forward, and I'm hoping that bodes well for him in terms of the consistency piece.
Time for one or two more questions right here in the center.
Hey, John, how does your previous experience in the Big Ten as an assistant help you now?
Well, obviously, it helps, Jeff, from the standpoint of the appreciation of the league. Obviously, I think right now our league has great stability and continuity, a lot of players returning. We had a great year last year as a league. The depth of the league is maybe, a little bit deeper than it was during my last tenure, if you will, in the Big Ten as an assistant or associate head coach. So, I think that makes it even more challenging. I do think there's no question that having been in the league before certainly helps. I think the experience that I just had at Ohio helps a lot as well, to be honest. Going through that and understanding that, it does take time, that the learning curve right now when I'm dealing with our 14 players from the standpoint of what they are trying to learn and what we're wanting to do, it's like almost having 14 freshmen, 14 new guys, and being patient and being more detailed and repeating things and understanding that repetition builds mastery and slowing things down for them. I think that experience has helped me as much or more, quite honestly, than even my previous stint in the league in terms of how we're handling this team.